little bit about the two facilities. As Bill intimated, they have a production capacity, and right now combined it's about 1.6 million pounds per year. That capacity is not based on a licensed capacity, but based on simply on the drying capacity. There's two dryers, one at each location, and each one has about an 800,000 pound per year drying capacity. But the nice thing that was done is when these plants were upgraded, the prior operator built in additional capacity, the infrastructure to be able to add additional drying capacity without significant construction work. It's a matter of installing the dryers. So if these are modular designs, and so we can add capacity or even move capacity from Kingsville to Rosita if we need to increase capacity there. We're starting we got a limited capital campaign from our most recent financing that we're doing to basically restore Rosita to production capability. We see that as being we know it is a relatively limited capital program. We expect at most about $1 million and probably in less than a year to get done. And the reason for that is that a lot of the work had already been done. Rosita had been fully upgraded and never quite finished because the market turned back in 2008. And so we're able to effectively just bolt on what was left to be put on, and then effectively refurbish pumps, etc. So it's a well-known, and we have a pretty good handle on what it's going to take. Kingsville Dome actually was upgraded in 2005 as a central processing plant. When we talk about these, basically the well fields have remote ion exchange facilities, satellite facilities, similar to what one sees up in Wyoming, etc. And the uranium is produced at these locations, and the resin is loaded at the mine, the well fields, and then transported back to the central processing plant where the uranium is recovered. Both these plants are configured that way, and Kingsville Dome had a very successful run. They operated 3 remote ion exchange plants at Kingsville, and also supported all the production that came out of Vasquez. So it demonstrated the concept works and can be successful, and even in Texas. And as a result, Kingsville is going to take a little bit more refurbishment simply because it has more wear and tear, whereas Rosita doesn't. We see, and as a result, we have both these facilities we can leverage as market conditions demand. We also, as part of this acquisition, picked up an experienced and trained workforce that's limited in size, but not in experience, and certainly not in heart. And they provide the core organization for us to be able to build out, and as we restart these facilities, they're the ones that are actually executing on the capital campaign. So we'll do most of that in-house rather than relying on third parties. You see, South Texas, as I mentioned earlier, has a lot of upside with respect to future development. We already know we have an existing well field with limited production resources at Rosita, but we also picked up a significant land package that came with us, principally around Butler Ranch. But also, we're actively acquiring properties now in South Texas to feed Rosita, and these are properties that we know have known measured resources that can be transitioned to NI 43-101 standards very quickly. And this all is a result of a recently acquired large database that we acquired from a former operator that had previously licensed and permitted some properties and basically never produced them or constructed them. So they're low-hanging fruit, and we're actively engaged on acquiring properties in those areas to be able to bring in feed to Rosita. We see that, and in addition to that, we're looking for the future as well in South Texas. We're looking at other properties, exploiting these databases for us. We don't. The beauty of all this work in the database we don't have to go do greenfield exploration and locate new facilities. We can and resources. We can leverage off what we know already.